all have our stories and adventures. They don't have to be big, sometimes they can be small. This is our little adventure, a few days exploring Devon, Dorset and Somerset, as told by our little eye in the sky. Our story begins in the harbour town of Lyme Regis on the Dorset coast, first mentioned in the Domesday Book of 1086. By the 13th century, Lyme had become a major British port. Up until the 1800s, the port was larger than that of Liverpool's. Today, it's mainly a holiday resort. An outstanding feature of the harbour is the great defensive walls known as the Cob. The Cob has seen various forms over the centuries, and has been destroyed several times by the raging Atlantic storms. In 1377, it was swept away along with 50 boats and 80 houses. Obviously, it's much stronger today. Lyme Regis holds other secrets, clues to our Earth's incredible past. Its geographic location is at the heart of the Jurassic coast. The cliffs and rock here is like a looking glass back over millions of years. A past entombed in stone with one of the world's best fossil records. A famous name in Lyme is Mary Anning. Between 1811 and her death in 1849, Mary Anning, a geological pioneer, found and identified dinosaur fossils in the cliffs to the east of Lyme Regis. So abundant are the fossils here, it's become a major attraction for tourists who want to try their luck and find a little piece of our Earth's history. Around 15 miles down the coast, we enter Devon and the seaside town of Sidmouth. Still part of the Jurassic coast, the geology here is very different from that of Lyme. The red-coloured rocks indicates the arid conditions of the Triassic period, some 235 million years ago. Sidmouth is an important Triassic site where the rare remains of fish, amphibians and reptiles can be found, along with fossilised bones and footprints. The white steps of Jacob's Ladder leaning down from the Connaught Gardens. In the mid-19th century, steps were cut into the cliff. This developed into a cart track. Cliff erosion caused the path to fail in 1870, but access to the beach had become so popular with the Victorians that they built an extremely long ladder, like Jacob's Ladder to heaven, hence the name. The steep ladder was not popular though, as it was difficult to use in the dress of the day, so a new ladder was built, much in the same style as the steps today. Back at camp, the daffodils were blooming in the gentle March sun. The camp has a small wooded dog walk, and whenever we were at camp, this was the only place that Bo wanted to be. He would spend all day here if we let him. I think he adopted this as his new garden. Just a few miles from camp, Castle Narrote in Somerset is the site of an Iron Age fort. Now heavily wooded, it occupies a prime position on the steep scrap of the Blackdown Hills. Although no structures remain, the steep earth ramparts clearly show where the hill fort and later a Norman castle once stood. Local rumour has it that the hill is a hollow and a huge dragon slumbers there for most of the year, guarding its vast store of treasure. It accumulated the treasure by attacking unlucky travellers on the road and stealing their treasure, although some say that it's fairy treasure that the dragon guards. It crawls out of his lair at certain times of the year to fly to the nearby Cadbury Hill. This is also a hill fort, formerly known as Camelot, and which has been associated with King Arthur. The name Norshey is thought to derive from the Old English narrated or rachich, meaning the camp where the hunting dogs were kept. So that's our story. Just a few days in this tiny part of this mystic isle we call Britain, where every step you take is full of history and legend.